Second Chronicles 17 to 18. Asa's son Jehoshaphat became king. The Lord was with him because he sought the God of his father and followed his commandments. He sent his officials and Levites throughout all the cities of Judah to teach them the word of God. Isn't that awesome? This is why there was a great revival, and this can bring revival for us too. God prospered him and Judah greatly. But, again we have a but. Jehoshaphat's son had married Ahab and Jezebel's daughter, and now we see Jehoshaphat cooperating with godless Ahab to help him against Ramoth Gilead. We are to bring the good news to a lost and dying world, but we are not to be yoked together with them in any way, as this will bring trouble. We end up being influenced by them rather than influencing them. Jehoshaphat asked to inquire of God regarding going up against Ramoth Gilead. Ahab brought in his false prophets who told him to go ahead, that God would give them victory. Jehoshaphat knew something wasn't right and asked for a real prophet of God. Micah was brought in. Ahab said he hated him. Those who reject Christ hate to hear the uncompromised word of God. Micah sure enough said Israel would lose and Ahab would be killed, and that's what happened. God mercifully spared Jehoshaphat in this battle, but may we learn a lesson here and not tempt God in compromised relationships. John 13, 1 through 20, Jesus knew it was his time to go to the cross, be raised, and return to the Father. This text says that the devil put into the heart of Judas to betray Jesus. The devil and Judas are used as pawns in God's plan. Jesus began to wash the disciples' feet. Peter said Jesus would never wash his feet. Jesus said, "If I do not wash you, you have no part with me." Peter said, "Lord, then wash not only my feet, but also my hands and head." Jesus said, he who has bathed needs only to wash his feet, but is completely clean. And you are clean, but not all of you. Jesus was saying that a person is clean by believing in him, but there is a need for submitting to him to wash us on a daily basis to maintain the intimate fellowship with him. Jesus also clearly states that Judas is not a believer. Jesus told the disciples that they should do for one another as he had done for them, that they would be blessed as they serve one another. Truly, truly, I say to you, a slave is not greater than his master, nor is one who is sent greater than the one who sent him. Jesus is the greatest example of a servant that we have ever seen, even laying his life down for us. He calls us as servants to be servants of one another.